Benin has betrayed Niger again as it arrests 5 Niger nationals. Now, the tension between the two countries have been escalated ever since the blockade of Benin, of the export oil of Niger, which is going through via the Benin port. Hello, I am Mahlet, Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. And as we particularly follow on a daily basis what's happening in the Sahel Alliance states. So what happened is that on Wednesday, these Niger nationals were arrested. 5 Niger nationals were arrested by the Beninese officials. Now, a prosecutor in Benin said that authorities they had detained 5 Niger nationals for allegedly entering Benin's Semi-Kipoji pipeline terminal under false pretenses. So this is according to the Beninese the Beninese officials. Now this definitely will deepen a dispute over export of crude oil from Nigeria via Benin. Okay, now the statement on Thursday also, the special prosecutor said the group had entered the terminal, as they call it, secretively. That's what they said. Accused at least 2 of the detainees to be like intels from the Niger's military. Now, we all know, the background. I hope it's always good to not to take things on the face value. You have to know the background story. That's why we like here at Connect Africa to give you the historical background, whether it's 1 month or 2 months, but to go back and how things have been trolling between the two countries. And a quick update, because we always assume that it's not, every time, all of you who have been following what we report from the Sahel Alliance states, anybody, can drop by, just like a research project. When you write a research, you don't take it for granted that people know what happens. Is that you have to give it really a background story, right? So a quick update is that background overview of the two countries since the July revolution in Niger. Things have been bitter between Niger and the ECOWAS member states. Now, in September, as you know, mid of September, the 3 countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, have created this defense military pact. And then at the end of September, I'm talking about 2023, the Niger has cut ties with Benin. Now, on December, there was a sanction against Niger imposed by ECOWAS members, ECOWAS in general, and all member states closing their borders by land, air, and then sea as well. So these 3 countries are landlocked, despite, they didn't really care when they blocked them from each possible way: air, sea, and land. Now, so Niger unilaterally lifted the sanction for Niger, which was a good move, and then asked others to join. But Niger did not take it, although it welcomed it, but it didn't reverse the military ties that it has cut back in September. Because the thing is, Benin, although it speaks about, we have lifted the sanction, it continues to be that Trojan horse for the French government. And the French government is who wants these revolutionary leaders to be thrown away, and according to them, to restore those so-called elected democratically. Okay, this electoral democracy politics of the West is what is killing the continent, not only the countries. Now, because it has been a volatile place, and it has been hosting the French military, the ones that are kicked out from Benin. Niger was in Benin, and Benin at that time denied, but now they have admitted it. And then recently I've come here and I reported to you as well, there was a French military transport or military plane that unloaded militaries French army in Benin, in which the Benin's government said that it's to a training to fight against terrorism. Terrorism is the problem of Burkina Faso, the problem of Mali, the problem of Niger, not the problem of Benin, actually. So, and they know that this is the main reason. Niger said it will not reverse that military tie or relations they have with Benin, because Benin continues to be the Trojan horse of French. And when they were thinking of military intervention in Niger, they were thinking actually to come. A French military was ready there to intervene in the pretext of the ECOWAS military, okay? And Benin was one of the countries back then when ECOWAS threatened to intervene militarily, who said they will contribute military, okay? It was upfront them, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, you all know what Ouattara, Alassane Ouattara, is. He's continued to be serving the interest of the French government, not the interest of the Cote d'Ivoire people. So, and then fast forward, Niger has this agreement with to export its crude oil. Now it was using the Cotonou port of Porto Novo of Benin, and then Benin has blocked it. It was actually blocked it in support of French, because they, in the name of that, they saying, accusing Niger that they did not open their border, and Niger continues to close its borders because they know that there is a French military there, so they have to be secured. So that is the reason they don't want to open the border, and they said they will not open the border. So they blocked. They knew that when that pipeline around 2,000 kilometers from Agadez region of Niger, when it 2,000 kilometers up until inside Benin, that it's going to be exported via Benin. But when it was ready for the first shipment, Benin just went away and they said no. It was because why? It's because no one in the West, including the West led by the French, and then the recently kicked out U.S. military, which the whole of it will be kicked out by September, but they have started. The U.S. and French led West do not want Niger to export that oil, do not want this Sahel Alliance generally to prosper, to use their natural resources, because their ideology, the West is they want colonies. That's what they want in Africa, not really an agreement that says equal on both sides, like what China do, what Russia does. And that's why you see most African leaders turning to these governments, to the global south, the powerful global south, and they banned it. It was because the Chinese investors, companies, and the Chinese government has mediated it, that it allowed the first shipment of the crude oil, not because really it wanted to respect what it has. They have an agreement, by the way, that this will be transported through Benin, but Benin is not it's not for their African brothers or sisters, or the prosperous of one a neighboring African state. They don't care. They just serve what they are told from the West. So this was the situation. In any case, the first shipment was served, and then later on we have seen that the Benin's government, there were like war of words between the two governments. Benin's government said they have sent officials, and then those officials, Benin accused the Nigerians, saying they were not welcomed by the president. First of all, it's not a president that came there, meaning President Talon. It was just some ministers. So they have met by their counterpart in Niger. But also, if they asked her to meet General Abraham Tihani of Niger, but he was in another meeting that was scheduled before, and it was about security, so he didn't have the time to meet them then. But they went ahead and they accused, oh, my emissary delegation was not welcome or received by the Nigerian government. The Nigerian government has clarified that the reason. Okay, now again you see this now arresting these 5 people, in which on their side the Niger government said there are just experts of this crude oil who went to see what's happening there, to review, to assess things by the export, the shipment area. So but they said some of them out of the 5 are intels that work for the Niger government. For any detail of this news, actually, it didn't come any full statement from the Niger side, but uh, their tension or the standoff between the two countries is really escalating. So this is really sad. I mean, Niger is just about to stand on its feet, to recover from all the sanctions that they have suffered. They finally find a way owning their natural resource to benefit from their natural resource. Now Benin is creating all kinds of problems for this not to happen. Now, as we speak, the French military is there in Benin. I mean, do not be surprised if something happens and the French military comes in and go to straight to the Niger territory. Do not be surprised, because countries like Benin, didn't I share this with you? Okay. Yeah. This is how. So they will straight go to Niger, and whatever they want to do, they will do. If the Nigerians open their door and open their border, and they are not really looking after it, I mean, they really have to stay tact, and that's why they say they will not open their border. But so let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this move by the Benin's government? And I really, last time the Benin, I have seen some comments from the Benin's people here, and I want to get your view on this one. What should, I mean, why now, after all you agree, after all, it's not something that you divert this pipeline to a next country. So it has been invested. What should be the way forward for them, to continue peacefully, so that especially this business, this exporting of the crude oil, will not be interrupted, because it's so crucial for Niger, for a country that has been sanctioned from left and right, the international community, the so-called international community, but it's all led by the West, okay, and by their own, the African Union, by ECOWAS, even neighboring countries. So what should this landlocked country, actually that should be the question, what should this landlocked country should do to find a way to be able to export their things? Because they cannot depend on, when you have a neighbor like Benin and others who are continuing to sabotage you, you cannot depend on them. So what is the way out for landlocked countries like Niger, and Burkina Faso and Mali and others? Because Ethiopia is also facing the same thing. And really, if you want to develop your economy, you cannot continue renting somebody's port. I mean, and when your neighbors also become your enemies. So yeah, let us know in the comment section, what is the solution, really the way forward for this? Thanks again for tuning in. If you did not subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe the channel, and be a family. If you like what we bring you here, give it thumbs up, and also share the video with others. It helps our YouTube algorithm. If you want to help us further, you can go and donate to our PayPal account. You can find that in the description section. Let me see also if I can share it here in the comment section, in the chat section. Also, I will pin it later on once this stream is over, in the comment section. I will pin it. Okay, if you have a question, please drop it up until I'm gonna copy this PayPal link and drop it here in the chat section. And I would like to give a shout out really to Greta Woods. Thank you very much for your kind donation. It really means a lot, whatever it is. We really, really appreciate the love, the time you take to be here more than anything. and further you go also to give from what you have. That is, really appreciated. Thank you very much. Here is our PayPal account. You can support us through this. Yoruba land, hello. Benin is making itself into an unreliable partner. Exactly. That's what's indirectly. I mean, it's good to be reliable for your own neighbor, but also, yeah, by far, indirectly, that's also the result. But that very reason might force Benin to behave and not to interrupt this business of export of crude oil. Yeah, thank you again, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.